All right, so you have the Seven of Pentacles, which is your theme of the month. This is assessing a situation, making a choice and basing it on some sort of risk or reward situation. So if you're single, I feel like you may be dating a few people and maybe assessing the situation and making a few choices. If you're not dating currently, I feel like you're debating on whether you want to get back out there. You're kind of like, some of you are like, is it worth it? Is it not worth it? You know, it's a pain in the ass, or I love. So I feel like a lot of you are on the fence. And it's funny because in this deck, it is kind of a fence situation with the Seven of Pentacles. It's kind of like you're on the fence on what you want to do. So you may be on the fence between people. You may be on the fence between whether you even want to date or not. Some of you, I feel like, may be waiting until the end of the year. Now, if you're looking to reconcile, this is also a situation where I feel like you have to make a choice. Not have to, but you want to make a choice. Either you want to be with this person and reconcile, or you don't. But I kind of feel like you're ready to do it now, because at the beginning of next year, you don't want to be battling the situation back and forth in your head. You want to know what direction you're heading and what's going on. But you're weighing very heavily because, again, this is a risk-reward type situation. This is you know that if you go one way, there's a possibility of getting hurt. If you go another way, there's a possibility of losing somebody you really care about. So, you're kind of back and forth on it. The next card you have is your current position coming into the month, and you have Temperance. Temperance is Sagittarius card, so you could be dealing with a Sag. This is about patience. It's about balance. It's about moderation. So if you're single, I do feel like you're being very patient. I do feel like you're not rushing out there. You're not going, I can't wait to meet. I know some of you are excited and you want to find love, or you want to find somebody, even if it's just, somebody to hang out with, somebody cool to build a friendship that eventually blossoms into something else. But Temperance is saying you're not running out there going, I need to find it now. Like, there's no need here. This is all want. This is you appreciating the fact that you want to find somebody significant, not that you need to find somebody, because you're not willing to bring somebody in who's going to throw you off balance right now. You're just not. You don't want the drama. You don't want the chaos. If you're looking to reconcile, this is you knowing that, yes, there's a strong connection here. Yes, there's a possibility it could come to fruition, but it's about patience. This is also not happening very quickly. And I feel like maybe you're being the patient one, or not you're being the patient one, but you're causing the patience in the decision because you are deciding. It's a big deal to you. This isn't something that you're taking lightly. This is something that you're going, whichever direction I go is going to significantly impact my life. The next card you have is how you're feeling coming into the month. Wow. You have two major arcana personalities here, because then you have the Chariot. The Chariot is Cancer's card. So you could be dealing with Cancer, a water sign. The Chariot, again, this is how you're feeling coming into the month. The Chariot is, look, it's saying that if you're single, you have goals, you have aspirations, places you want to go, and you're looking for something specific. You're wanting somebody who's going in the same direction as you. It feels like maybe if you've been dating, you've been meeting people who are way off. Like maybe you're over the bar scene and you're meeting people who go to the bar all the time. Or maybe, you're out of college and have a successful career and you're meeting people who went back to school, or kind of doing the college thing now. Not that that's bad. I mean, whatever you can do to better yourself is important, but you're meeting people that just aren't on the same page as you. Not that you're expecting anything unrealistic, but maybe you're like, hey, I just want to meet a nice guy or gal with a car and a decent job. And everybody you're meeting is like, oh man, I'm broke till Friday, so we're going to have to eat ramen or whatever. You know what I mean? So this is you kind of yearning for somebody who's just on your same wavelength right now. If you're looking to reconcile, this is very similar, because this is you saying, are we on the same page yet, or are we not? Hold on one second. Okay, sorry about that. My neighbor just knocked on the door. Aw, so sweet. She brought a little gift for my son. So sorry to interrupt there for a second. Okay, so like I was saying, if you're looking to reconcile, you guys are kind of going, we couldn't get on the same page. Maybe you wanted kids, maybe they wanted kids. Maybe you wanted marriage, maybe they wanted marriage. But one of you didn't, if you get my drift. And so the Chariot's saying, look, now you guys are on the same, or you're hoping that you're on the same wavelength. Again, this is internal. This is how you're feeling. So you're kind of like, I'm hoping we can get there. Can we get there? Have they changed? Have I changed? Where are we on the same path? And for a lot of you, I feel like it's unknown because you may not be having communication at all. And for some of you, you're just being patient and understanding that maybe they said, yes, I am looking for those things, but not right now. And you're kind of hoping that when they do want those things, they come find you, or vice versa. The next card you have is your distant past. So over the past 5-10 years, could be throughout your childhood. I always read this together, whether you're single or looking to reconcile, because this generally something distant. And if it's a good connotated card, then it's something that the universe is saying, remember this so that you bring it into the future and you harness the good times. If it's more of a negative connotated card, it's something the universe is warning you not to repeat those same patterns this month. Now, this is the Death card, which is very interesting. This is Scorpio's card. So you now have 3 major players: Sagittarius, Cancer, and Scorpio. The Death card is actually a very positive card because this is about a rebirth, a change. And I feel like for some of you, this is a big change. I feel like this is really big for you. I feel like this is saying, hey, Aquarius, there's something that you had to change about yourself. There's a way of thinking that you had to change. Again, some sort of rebirth, like rising from the ashes almost, because this is saying, like, some of you went through a painful divorce. Some of you, changed lifestyles. Some of you, watched, your parents get divorced and you decided you would never do that. So you wanted to kind of transform your life. This is some sort of major change or transformation that you've had that has greatly impacted where you are. Now, I know a lot of you could say, well, Dark Dove, that's, everybody has changes, but this is something significant. And for a few of you right off the bat, you know exactly what it is. Some of you got sober. Some of you, made $1 million. Some of you, you get my drift. Like, this is something that significantly impacts where you are, how you choose to date, how you choose to love. Maybe you grew up in an abusive household and you just swore you'd never go through that. And so maybe you have kids now and you ended the cycle of abuse. Or maybe you were in a bad marriage that was abusive and you made the promise to yourself that you'd never go through that. You'd never do that again. You would never accept that. And this is the universe's way of saying, okay, remember why you made these changes. Remember what this comes from and what path you're on now, because it's a much more positive path than what you went through in the past. The next card you have is your immediate past. So over the past few weeks, past month or two, you have the moon, which another player showing up. You have Pisces. You have all the water signs. So you might be dealing with a water sign here: Pisces, Scorpio, or Cancer, because it goes Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer, and then Sagittarius. The moon, okay. I love Pisces to death, but they can be shady. So if you're single, this definitely says that you've met some shady people. The moon card represents a fear or paranoia, something that maybe you're not understanding or you're not getting a clear picture on. So if you're dating, I feel like you've maybe stopped dating for a little bit, and that's why you're assessing coming back in, or maybe you're just being more careful in assessing who you're dating. Because again, this is somebody not being clear with you, or this is you not understanding, like, people have just not been genuinely organic with you. They've been telling you what you want to hear, etc. And the moon is saying, but sometimes it's a paranoia. So it's also that maybe you've been overly cautious about dating or overly cautious about who you date just because you've met some people who've not been very good. And so you're being very cautious. You're, again, weighing the risk reward on who you should talk to. What are the red flags? What are the signs that make sense? Now, if you're looking to reconcile, the moon is basically saying you haven't seen anything clearly in a little while. And so you're hoping that you will. That's why you have this balance, and you're hoping that you guys can get on the same path, because it feels like you don't have communication. And if you do, it's like you don't know what's going on. They don't know what's going on. There's no answers. Nothing's clear here. This is you not being able to see what's going on. They don't know what's going on with you. And so you're both either assuming the worst or fearful that somebody's moved on when they haven't, or somebody is doing this, that, and the other, or they're thinking that about you. So very unclear. There's a big mystery right here the past couple of weeks, past month or two. And I think you've decided to kind of, like, instead of having that fear, that paranoia, just being patient and going, you know what? I believe in the universe and whatever it has to bring forward. And if it's meant to be, it will happen. And if it's not, I can move on and I can, decide to move on my own. The next card you have is your distant future. So over the next few months throughout, the Eight of Cups is feeling like things aren't moving in the direction you want, or moving, not that they're not moving in the direction you want, that they're taking too long. It's slow, it's stagnation, right? So if you're single, I definitely feel like you want to find somebody. You've been patient. Maybe the patience might wear off in the next month or two, and you might be like, all right, I'm interested in meeting somebody. Now, I feel like for some of you, this is because you're not dating or you're not really putting effort into it. And this is you going, okay, I'm ready to put effort into it. I thought that if I took some time off, I'd be happier, or whatever you're doing to date now, maybe you're changing it up because you're going, okay, this isn't working. This is not what I thought it was going to be. This is not, because you're ready to find somebody and you are being patient, but this is you going, okay, you know, this is taking a little longer than I thought. Now, we'll clarify that in a minute because I'm sure there's something behind that. If you're looking to reconcile, this is very much a feeling of, and again, this is distant future. So right now you're feeling patient with it, but I feel like in a couple of months, you're going to be going, okay, I need to make a choice. I need to make a decision on this, because some of you, I feel like, have decided like, this is it. This is the last month. Still, it's like, you know which direction you want to go into, but there's still this little glimpse of like, but what if? So just be cautious of that, because you don't want to all of a sudden get into this momentum, which is like, okay, what are we doing here? Are we moving anywhere? Like, you don't want to be stuck waiting for somebody else. Find your own path, get your momentum going, move in the direction you want to move. And then if you can't, then, you know, or if it's not going to be with them, or you can't be with them, then you have to decide that it's going to be, I mean, you don't have to decide anything, but I would decide, hey, you know, is this fulfilling waiting this out, or am I ready to move on? The next card you have is your immediate future. So over the next few weeks throughout the month of December, and you have the Three of Swords. So that's very interesting here, Aquarius. Some of you are going through a lot, especially with these major players coming up here. The Three of Swords is about pain. It's about despair. It's about heartbreak. So if you're single, I feel like you've had some heartbreak, or maybe you are assessing the situation and cutting somebody out. I feel like maybe some of you are dating somebody who's been telling you, oh yeah, we're going to be committed. Yeah, it's going to be great. And then it's not happening. And so it's going to feel painful. I think it's actually going to be for the better, but this is you saying, you know, I'm tired of this. Now, if you're not dating and this doesn't apply for you, this is you just not wanting to date at all because you've had past heartbreak and you're not ready to get back on the wagon yet. And that's perfectly fine. You need to grieve this out. You need to do what feels right for you. And for some of you, you just don't even want to put yourself out there because of, you know, fear of the heartbreak, or fear of the unknown, or what you've been through in the past. Now, if you're looking to reconcile, this feels like you're not communicating. This feels like there is some sort of, there's still something painful here. You're not getting answers you want. Again, it could be this, like there's some sort of shifty energy and you're just like, what the hell are you doing? Or they're feeling that towards you. Maybe you've cut them off and they're like, what's going on? And they're heartbroken. But somebody's definitely feeling some pain this month, which I hate to see for you guys, but there are some things that need to be worked out. I feel like, things are not moving in the direction you want. And right now, all you're doing is trying to get through the everyday. It feels very heavy, Aquarius. Makes my chest feel heavy. Like it's like, you know, it's taking all you have to breathe some days. All right, the next card you have is anything tangible that's going to happen. Okay, I like that. Anything tangible that's going to happen throughout the month of December. You have the Ace of Pentacles here, which is one of the best cards in the deck. The Ace of Pentacles is new beginnings, new opportunities, it's potential. So if you're single, there's a new opportunity coming for you. Even if you're not sure you want it, even if you're still feeling this feeling, there is something coming in for you. Whether it's a person, whether it's just an opportunity to get to know somebody, maybe it's just a friendship. But the Ace of Pentacles is saying, look, this is a new growth opportunity. This is a new area. And it may just be that, you know, you meet somebody who isn't like anybody else, or you meet somebody who actually treats you like a decent human being, or is very realistic with you, or honest, or caring. So again, I really like this for you because there's potential there. There's opportunities coming your way this month. If you're looking to reconcile, this is saying, look, there is possibly an opportunity for you guys to talk and work things out. There is potential here still for you, but this is fresh. For some of you, it is very fresh. There is heartbreak here, and you're just kind of like, I don't know, like, I can't even tell you. I'm not even sure if I can get through the day to day because it's really painful. But then I think either they're going to communicate with you, or you them, or you're going to get wind that like they're miserable without you, because I feel like this is kind of you like smiling and being like, okay, it's not the end. There's a reason I was patient here. But just make sure, you know, you get the answers you seek if you do start communicating, because you don't want to be waiting 3 months from now going, what are we doing? Like this, if you guys really want to be together, it shouldn't be that difficult. It's interesting because when we go through these periods of the reconciliation, I'm always surprised, and I've been through there. I've been through it. So don't even think that I trust me. I eat my own words, but, you know, it's interesting because we want to be together with this person. They want to be with us most of the time. Okay. Not all the time, but a lot of the times they want to be with us too. And yet it's like nobody's saying anything and nobody's doing anything. And then it's like, well, what are we doing? If we really love each other as much as we say we love each other, then what the fuck? What are we doing? The next card you have is how you're feeling throughout the month. Could be the beginning, middle, end. It could last for a day, a week, etc. You have the Six of Wands. So internally, you're feeling like you know you're going to achieve something. This is exactly the same for me, whether you're looking to reconcile or whether you're single. This is both of you wanting success. This is wanting achievement. This is wanting to be proud of your love life, being proud of where you're going. Right now, you're kind of like, this is not where I saw myself. This isn't where I saw myself going. This Six of Wands is saying, you know you'll get there. As painful as things are, you haven't lost the faith in yourself. And that's the most important thing. You're not at that destitute part where you can't get out of bed. Some of you may be close to that or maybe teetering on that. But this is you like not being able to get to that level of major depression or major anxiety. I'm sure somebody out there is going to message me and say, you're wrong. I'm super depressed. And I know, and I get that. And again, it's general. But this definitely tells me there's still a fire there, Aquarius. You're not completely lost. You know you're destined for greatness. The next card you have is any hopes and fears for the outcome of the month. And you have the Hierophant, which is Taurus's card. So you could be dealing with a Taurus. You have all sorts of people showing up here. But this is letting the universe take the wheel. If you're single, this is saying, okay, if I put a little effort out there, the universe will match my little effort. Again, this is your hope or fear. And I think your hope is that the universe will give you some sort of sign or will guide you along. Like if you actually put yourself out there again, that the universe will take it easy on you, that it won't have to be as harsh as it was before, or that you won't have to deal with the same situations like you did before. The Hierophant is saying you're kind of letting the universe guide the wheel. God or whoever you believe in, you're letting them kind of take control. You're not pushing anything. Like I said, with the Temperance, you're being patient about it. If you're looking to reconcile, it's very similar. This is you saying, okay, if we're meant to be together and be balanced and move on the same path, it will come with time. It will come. I'm going to clarify this rushing card because I don't know why it feels like there's something trying to push or rush in the next month or two. But right now, I think you're going to be fine with letting the universe guide you, letting the universe take the wheel and just going along with it and, hoping and praying that what is supposed to come into your life or what is supposed to be will happen. If you're supposed to reconcile, it will happen. If you're not, hopefully it will heal quickly. The next card you have is your outcome, and you have the Star. So that's beautiful. And that goes very closely with the Six of Wands. The Star is hope. It's faith. It's keeping hope alive. If you're single, you believe in love. You have faith that there's somebody out there for you. If you have hope and faith in this person and you believe in them, believe in yourself more. Okay. And I know that sounds weird, but like make sure you're in a good position where if it works out, it's great and it can only lift higher. And if it doesn't work out, it doesn't matter because you're okay being you. You're okay, Aquarius, being alone. And sometimes that's the hardest thing we need to figure out. Now, your clarifying card for this is the Chariot. So the Chariot's coming up here twice. So you may very well be dealing with a Cancer. Again, this is a path that you need to be on yourself, okay? You need to figure out what path you want to be on. It's like you've placated everybody else. And this is the same. Whether you're looking to reconcile or whether you're single, this is the same. You're putting other people first all the time. What path are you on? Okay, I'll join you on that path. Oh, well, this isn't exactly where I pictured myself or this isn't exactly what I want, but I'll stick with it because I think you're pretty okay. No, now is the time, Aquarius, to do your own thing. Find your own path. And if they're going to come along for the ride, great. Then you guys need to be moving succinctly along. You don't have to be in the exact same place. But again, be in some sort of situation where eventually your life can come to something, where you're in a similar situation. And again, Cancer's card, the Chariot, is about self-awareness. It's about self-identification. The biggest thing here, Aquarius, is stop doing everything for everybody else and start living for you. And if somebody wants to come along, like I said, come along for the ride, great, hop on that Chariot. But you better make it move in a good direction. It better not be a bumpy ride. And we better have a good time singing along our merry way, right? All right, so your clarifying cards here for your distant outcome are interesting. You have the Five of Pentacles and then you have the Four of Swords. All right, the Five of Pentacles is a feeling of loss, but what it is more than anything is like a loneliness or feeling like a connection isn't lost, but like you can't get it back. So if you're single, this is definitely, I think that you're going to be up and down a little bit. You're going to be feeling like you want to connect with somebody and then you're going to feel like, no, it's not worth it. Or you're going to feel like, yes, I want to meet somebody, but then you're going to feel like everybody I meet, it doesn't work out. So just try not to get in this mindset because again, I feel like you're pushing the universe to move in a direction and it's not divine timing just yet. It's like you really want to meet somebody. And if you don't meet somebody right away, you're feeling like sad or grief over it when yet there's all these possibilities. And what better time to work on yourself and to love yourself and to nurture yourself than to be in this disparity type, get out of that energy. And if you start feeling that energy, get this Four of Swords because the Four of Swords is about rest. It's about recuperation. It's about, It's about new beginnings, a first completion. So the Four of Swords is, again, it's an exhausting energy, but it's like you have to get through something to get here and finally make peace with it. So if you're single, I feel like somebody's coming in for you, but you need to like love yourself more. I feel like you've always been like the person who's there for everybody, or you've always been the one who is like friends with everybody and takes care of everybody. But then somewhere along the way, you lose yourself and you lose that balance, and you need to find that balance again. Now, if you're looking to reconcile, this is very similar in the fact that like this person may not be a very good balance for you. This person may have some things going on with them, and you may need to feel this loss, and you may need to cut them out. And it's really weird, Aquarius, because I've been having pretty good reconciliation reads, but for you guys, I'm starting to feel it may just not be for you, because I feel like once you cut out this, like you're feeling lonely and lost without them, but it's almost like if you finally come to the realization that if you guys just aren't on the same path and it's not going to work, then you can rest. It's almost like this has been burdening you so much, you've been exhausted. Maybe if you finally say enough is enough, it's not moving fast enough, I don't know what you're doing, I don't know what direction you're moving in, but I need to take care of me. And so therefore right now is not that you won't ever, but I just don't know that right now is the time. And I feel like it's once you drop this and you just make the decision, this assessment, this choice that it's not going to work or it is going to work. Once you make the decision, and I feel like you're going to fully cut them out. Once you make the decision to fully cut them out for a while, it's going to be like this weight has lifted and this peace will come in the form of like, you can finally sleep at night, or you can, because you've made a decision and you're going to stick with it. Because maybe you've been trying to make the decision for a long time, you don't stick with it, and then it just leads to more pain.